As we're getting into sports, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. You think you know your stuff? Get into the winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor pool for the upcoming season. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get a game of blackjack or poker run by with one of our over 150 slot games they have. Head to the website today and use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Code BLEAV, capital BLEAV. Yeah.
But
plans for I know you're probably I don't ever want to run a StarCast again. Do we have any plans for Vegas for Mania weekend or anything? You think you're going to be doing anything?
Oh, no. Vegas, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Vegas was a disaster the first time, right? Or just a pain.
Well, no, but I'm just saying WrestleMania is a high spots thing. So I'm not going to mess. I mean, that's Michael Bakikio's. I'm respectful of that. That wouldn't be cool. But, yeah, I am going to do 1 or 2 StarCasts next year for sure.
Oh, cool.
Did you do one in Australia?
Yeah, we did one earlier this year. Australia Down Under. It was good. People had a lot of fun. I wound up having a death in the family and not able to attend, which sucks because I've never been. And I think I'm going in December. We just haven't.
Oh, you'll love it.
You will
definitely
love it.
Definitely the favorite. It should be on anybody that likes to travel's bucket list. They love Americans. They're the friendliest people, and there's no tipping over there.
Oh,
if you cheat, if you're cheating, so I was like, yeah.
Okay, so if people want to chop it up with you, where do they find? One more thing before are you still doing a show with Bruce?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It comes out every Monday. We just talked about SummerSlam '94 with Brian Lee versus The Undertaker. That was a fun episode.
All right. Yeah. Are you still doing one-man shows with him or no?
No, I can't do that because, we normally did it before WWE pay-per-views, and he's kind of busy now. So
yeah, you had all these little tricks, 12 people eating with him and all that.
The Dirty Dozen, baby.
The Dirty Dozen, yeah. So people want to chop up football, wrestling, or whatever.
Let me ask one question before Conrad rolls because it's kind of hot off the press. They're going to release that Vince McMahon documentary series on Netflix. Which was kind of like, after his controversy, are they going to do it? How are they going to frame it? Whatever. Now, Netflix has a relationship with WWE, obviously, now, too. So how do you see that panning out? You think it's going to be more straight up than people are expecting, or do you think they're kind of gloss over it and stuff like that?
It's a hit piece they don't like.
It's a hit piece.
Yeah, because Bill Simmons is doing it, bro. So he does what he wants.
He's talking to Shoemaker and Meltzer and all those folks.
Okay.
And it's an absolute double shovel burial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill Simmons he has carte blanche.
Huh.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Conrad? When you hear fans going, a lot of fans are very passionate too, and some of the dirt sheet community fans that are I've seen some of the Fightful people's posts and stuff, very really in on on Vince and Hogan, very negative. Use slurs, vulgar language describing these people, stuff and thing. But how do when you hear that, I can't ever pile on guys like that because I'm in this business because of people like them. And when I see people that are kind of in the business, in the dirt sheet community that are working in the business, on those people, it's even regardless of the bad things they've done, it still bothers me. But how do you feel about that?
I think you have to separate, I've always used this for Benoit, the art from the artist.
Yes, perfect.
So I could go watch an awesome Chris Benoit match and still enjoy it today in 2024. And just think about that wrestling character in that moment in time. I don't want to think about the real guy and all that. But so I think that's sort of my approach with Vince now. I mean, I've had to reconcile that too, because if you read the original report, and certainly it was slanted to read a certain way. But either way, it's hard to read that and not be a little taken aback. But now it's okay, not everybody's all good or all bad. He created some real magic for millions and millions of people, myself included. But he wasn't always a great guy. And I think if you go back and you look up almost any of our heroes, whether they're in entertainment or they're in music or whatever, those folks disappoint you. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up enjoying their previous work. So, because most of the stuff I like about the WWF and Vince McMahon's WWF is stuff that was important to me as a kid. And if I'm honest with you, I think that's why I do the podcast and why I wanted to do the podcast is I think as a wrestling fan, on some level, to use, I guess, a term, we're all sort of chasing the dragon. We want to feel like we did back then. And so talking about and thinking about and watching old wrestling makes me remember how it felt as an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, as a super fan as a kid. But I can't watch the current stuff and feel that way. I've got to go back and watch Vince McMahon's WWF to do that. And I can reconcile that and feel comfortable with it. But I understand that there's some people who maybe are a little more progressive in their thinking who are saying, hey, that shouldn't have happened. And we all agree, but I can't even enjoy it now because of that. Okay, that's just not my experience.
Yeah, the issue I have is the people that are doing the morality, keeping the morality scorecard on people. And I would say, well, start with the person in the mirror if that's what you want to do. Like that. That's the way I look at it. So
yeah.
Well, it's one of those deals where, online, everybody puts their best foot forward. Nobody leads with the shameful, dirty little secrets.
Well,
almost any of us. I mean, if I went through any of your phones, there's something in there you don't want me to see.
It's not any of us, it's all of us. And so I'll give you an example. I got a lot of heat for using Alberto Del Rio, right?
Yeah.
And for using Marty Scurll. Okay.
Yep.
And my whole thing is, okay, if I were to ask your friends and if I were to go through your family members and ask you something, there's something you're embarrassed that you did that you don't want nobody to find out about. So don't be judging anybody else. That's number one. Number two, bro, they want you to cancel these people out for life.
Forever.
You're supposed to never, ever work again. At least when you go to jail, you have a jail sentence. But when you go to Twitter jail, it's forever, And so that's why, I have a problem with that. I was disappointed that Hogan used.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm a minority and I'm not cool with that. I was disappointed, but bro, he's from Tampa. What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? That's what they talk like back then in the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you in terms of everybody's got something they don't want people to know. Everybody's got something that they're ashamed of.
Right.
And I also agree that none of this should be a lifetime ban.
Right.
Take a look at Michael Vick. Is there a better redemption story in real sports? I mean,
I know, poor guy, right?
Yeah, that dude's he paid the ultimate price and then came back and played again and we got over it. And I'm not saying that in an ugly way about any of the accused. I'm just saying we have to give people an opportunity to be better. That's what I think America is all about is, hey, how can we be better? I mean, otherwise, are we just sentencing them to death because they made a mistake?
Every year that goes by, it becomes more difficult. Yes. I don't know if Michael Vick in 2024 would have been able to have a redemption.
Yeah.
For example, there's one going right now, Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
He can't get back in Major League Baseball. And literally they have the girls they were lying and stuff, but there's still people just want to cancel the guy, So it's it's crazy. I don't know. It's
and here's the thing. I think most of that comes from a good place. I mean, I do think they're trying to, make sports and that environment and all of that a better, safer place. I get all of that. But at the same time, we've got to give people an opportunity to grow and a second chance. And it'll be interesting to see, I saw that Tessa Blanchard's doing interviews again, and she's maybe going to be doing some wrestling again. I'd be interested to see if she's going to.
She is wrestling in Arena, Mexico.
Well, there you go.
And she's doing very well.
I mean, no surprise. I mean, such a talented performer. I think if you go back to that first All In, we all assumed, boy, she'd be tearing it up in WWE by now. It hadn't happened yet, but I say never say never. She's going to get that second chance, I think.
Yeah.
Well, she's young enough. Yeah.
Well, to say, social media likes to be judge, jury, and executioner, and the penalty is always death. At some point, that's got to change. The penalty is going to be, okay, let's 2 years. 2 years in Twitter prison, then we're going to let you out. But you got to be able to let people out. It's come on. It's these things aren't death penalty, crimes. I like that. Let's have wrong things sometimes. Whatever, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.